Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tales and I'm here to give you your regular financial tips. I know you've not seen this face on the YouTube scene. This is my first YouTube video educating people about finances, but you get to see my face regularly now because I'm going to be a constant content creator on this space. Minimalist in the East and my life as a minimalist in Lagos are two different things. Like my expectations from people over there and my expectations from people here are like way different. Like over there, if you're conservative, if you're working to work, if you're working from work, nobody would hold you, and ask you why don't you have a car. But here in Lagos, if you don't have a car is a luxury and it's also an expense. I've had this debate timeless. I remember when I was working in an outsourcing firm, and I talked about Kiyosaki and his rich dad poor dad theory in one of the knowledge sharing sessions we had. It was a debate. When we talked about a car being an expense, I told them categorically, a car is not a luxury. It is a luxury for those who can afford its maintenance. But it is not a luxury when you keep complaining that I need to call my mechanic, one part is bad, my mechanic gave me these bills, I need to buy fuel, toll gates. That means it's not a luxury for you, it's now a liability for you. But you can, if you have, some people can afford to buy a car, but because they don't want the hassles that come with it, they don't want the mental stress that come with it. Okay, that's like me. They refuse to. While others have cars which they've put out for fleet, put out for Uber, make it a transport business. So back to what I was talking about. Living a life as a minimalist in Lagos, you have to really stand your ground. There are events happening in Lagos. There are weddings where you have to pay for ashwebis. Some prices are just ridiculous. And I'm like, I didn't stress you this much at my wedding. Why do you have to stress me at your wedding? Honestly, I don't really buy the idea of ashwebi. I feel a wedding, a celebration should be about the people and not about what they wear. You can have a color theme if you want to have beautiful pictures at your wedding. But me, I even prefer variety. My wedding, I had variety. Come as you are. Variety is the spice of life. To me, I feel ashwebi is actually a stressful process. The beginning and the ending of the process, to me, I don't just like it. So, and it's just a cost that can be avoided. Bless me with your money if you actually want to give me something. Than because you want to show you love me, I'll bring a material you buy for me and I'll start stressing myself to look for a gift just to compensate you for buying the material. And at the wedding, some people feel bad because it was only those that bought the material that will end up having gifts. Okay, I think I've actually strayed from the purpose of this conversation. But the topic is actually living as a minimalist in Lagos, Nigeria. You have to really be disciplined. Like I said, you might not really have as much friends as you want. The friends you have, even if you have as much friends as you want, they might tell you things that might make you feel bad about yourself. Like, let me give you examples of my way of life. I have just one handbag and one main handbag, which is a big handbag, which to me has served multi-purpose uses. I have a toddler, so when I'm going out with my toddler, that is more like my diaper bag because it's big. When I'm going out by myself, maybe I'm going to read or going to study or going somewhere that requires books, it helps. When I'm going to stay with my parents, maybe just for some few days, it helps because it can actually take in my items. When I'm going to work, it actually helps. So I feel if it's serving the purpose, why get multiples of it? I have to start changing it because what do I have to prove? I can afford it, or it gives me, it does not give me satisfaction. It gives people satisfaction that I don't know. I don't even know if it gives people satisfaction because who cares? Truly, who cares? People just talk about it. Your bag is lovely. But that's where it ends. So, being a minimalist, your mindset has to be targeted towards personal happiness, has to be targeted towards growth, has to be targeted towards your spirituality, has to be targeted towards things that better your life, not things that stress you. I don't like clutter for anything. If you walk into my closet, you just see a few pieces of items of clothes. I have few shoes. I have very few items. That's why you can't really see clutter, you know, in my home. So I as a minimalist in Lagos, let me drag you back to the main discussion. It's possible. It's possible if you have the will, but it's not easy. But it is possible. There are so many hangout spots you would like to visit, especially if you're living on the island. There are so many places you would like to go, fun spots, and they are not cheap. They don't come cheap. Another thing, I mentioned cheap now, and something just, was ringing in my head. People, what's the word? Tend to attribute the word cheap to being a minimalist. No, that's not true. Being a minimalist, there are some things you prioritize. Like my wedding was a minimalist wedding, but I did not compromise on picture quality. I did not compromise on decor. Other things I didn't find necessary. I didn't find needed. But those things I didn't compromise on it, and they were not cheap. So it was a small wedding. It was a very lovely and classy wedding, but there are some things that I did not compromise on. So being a minimalist doesn't have to necessarily mean you're cheap. It just means that you put value on some certain things than some major general basic things. Yeah. So I'll be giving tips as time goes on how to be a minimalist in Nigeria, how to budget, I work in a bank, so I will be able to help you, guide you through the process of budgeting, guide you through the process of saving, investing, guide you through the process of building a good financial portfolio, but financial portfolio that is debt-free, financial portfolio that would not, encroach on your mental space, because a lot of people are walking around Lagos and their mental space is filled with debts and more debts. So join me on this journey as